Jab, Jab, Right Hook is the book that Gary Vee was writing. And when he was writing it, he was hoping that he could call it something with a lot more jabs and then the right hook. But his writing team said, no, it'll sell better with just 2 jabs. And he almost said this. I remember watching an interview. He goes, I said, if it didn't have like 20 jabs, I wasn't going to do it. And he lost that battle, still published the book. But here's the point. Here's the learning lesson in that. It doesn't mean that you have to go 1, 2, and then sell. Give, sell. Give, sell. That sounds like that one song. Goon, goon, anyway, it doesn't mean give, sell, give, sell. It doesn't mean that you have to do 2/3 and 1/3, 1, 1, 2. If you go with the advice that Gary Vee really wanted you to think of, he has a lot more jabs. It's a lot more value. How can you support your person? How can you help your person who's on your social media or who's on your podcast or who's on LinkedIn or whatever? How can you give before you ask for that sale? Think about it as multiple jabs and then the right hooks. That might actually make it easier on you, because I've had a lot of clients that came through, and I used to just teach social media. I had a business that teach social media, taught. Obviously, I'm not a teacher that way, but I had a business where I basically consulted only with a few high-level people. So it was $40,000 to work with me for a year. And then anytime they would post, they would send the post to me first, and I would tweak it for them and send it back. Then they would get like lots of likes and comments. And in doing so, I would teach this jab, jab, right hook as well to them. And I would say, you're going too much about the business. Let people in first. You don't. And I also had a couple of people that came to me, and they were very afraid of the business. They didn't want to throw a right hook. They didn't want to. And so I had to talk him into it. I had to say, don't worry, you can do lots of jabs. You can, one guy, he's all about something called earthing, or there's another term for it too, grounding. And so basically every weekend he goes to the same park, he takes his shoes off, and he grounds himself to the earth, or he earths. He walks on the beach, and basically, I'm not going to teach the entire thing, but it's supposed to be very good for you. And I practice it as well. And he was passionate about that, but he wasn't really passionate about like multifamily syndication and asking people for money. And that's what he wanted to do, is ask people for money. So I worked with him I said, don't worry. It doesn't have to be 2 jabs and then the right hook. It can be like 6 jabs, 7 jabs, and then the right hook. That worked for him. It got him to a place where he was actually, I think it was 68, and he ended up turning 70 recently. He was like 68 at the time, and he was saying that although he was in great health, he looked like he was 25, his physical fitness. But as he was doing jab, jab, right hook, he didn't even want to post on social media at all. And he only bought into it because he didn't have to push his business down people's throats. And that's the takeaway for you too, is you don't have to push your business down anyone's throat. You don't have to shove it there. You can just share the kind things, the nice things, the value, and about your hobbies, and it'll all work out.